Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Norman, and I serve as the Executive Director for the National Society of IT Service Providers. We're excited to have all of you attending today. This meeting, although it's referred to as our all members meeting, it's open to the entire IT services community. And it gives you a window into the society, as a reminder of why we exist, what our aims are, and how you can best get engaged. This is also a great time for you to hear about our various committees and their activities and how they're helping to drive our mission forward. And then hopefully how you can best engage either as a new member of NSITSP or as a vendor partner, or get even more involved if you're a member as a volunteer. But as a reminder, I wanted to just point out again why we exist and highlight our mission and really our vision. Our vision is to be the voice of the IT service industry, and to do that by defining the standards for professionalism in IT services. Note that, again, this meeting is open to members, prospective members, vendors that are interested in NSITSP and learning more. This meeting is being conducted in compliance with our documented code of ethics, which is available on our website at nsitsp.org. Also note that the meeting is being recorded. We will post it later under our recorded all member meetings tab. If you do not wish to be on the recording or video, we do ask that you turn off your camera and microphone. However, we do encourage you to keep it on. We will open up for a lot of Q&A throughout today. We do ask that you also post any questions that you may have in chat, and we'll visit with those questions there as well. But today we do intend to open up the floor for more conversation, more discussion with all of you. Again, thank you for being here. I want to just go over our agenda. We'll have our newly elected president, Corey Kirkendall, greet us and share updates from the board. I will provide just some brief announcements from a operational and strategic standpoint. Then our vice president, which is Chris Barber, also newly elected, will introduce our various committees, starting with our marketing committee. And then this month, we are highlighting our professional development committee, which ties in with our mission, again, to professionalize the sector. And there's so much going on from a professional development committee. So we're excited to hear from them. And then again, throughout, we'll address questions that you may have, but we will leave plenty of time today to visit with any questions that you may have. So as we're going through today's presentations, please feel free to jump in and chat, post your question, or make note of those for when we do open up for discussion. At this time, again, it is my pleasure to introduce the NSITSP president, Corey Kirkendall. And Corey, if you would please take over for us.
No worries. Thank you, Nicole. First of all, thank everyone for coming out today to join the meeting. I think this is a very important time for all of us as IT service providers and MSPs and vendors that are out there. First of all, before I get started, I don't know if I want to grab Steve or give him a hug or kiss or chase him down the road. But first of all, I want to say thank you for your leadership that you have provided over the last year and the last couple of years. And I got some big shoes to fill. Brother, I know you're always there, and the team really enjoyed your leadership. And I just hope I can just carry the bag a little bit, and I'll be okay. So I thank you for that, brother, for sure. Um, Also, I want to thank, all the other members and volunteers. Yeah, remember, this is a volunteer organization. For all of us to be on the call in any position, in any place that we go, it's big. It's a time commitment, and it shows us that we are committed to doing something better for us as a whole. And I want to make sure we continue to move NSITSP down that light, to be that leader and drive those down the road, be in the forefront, having the hard conversation and having the hard discussions and moving the needle in the right direction. We all know we've been doing this for a while that, that our industry, suffers from not being regulated and being regulated or want to be regulated or semi-regulated, whether it's from cybersecurity insurance, whether it's a policy from a control coming down, CMMC, CIS, you name it. Somehow, some way it's coming at us, but we want to make sure that we stay in front of it. But also making sure that we guard what I believe is probably the biggest thing is our reputation. We have access and we control many people's lives and data across the board. And we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing and the due diligence to protect that. And I think that's what we really want to make sure we happen, not only for our customers, but for each other as we pass customers to and from each other, as we do business with each other, as we partner with each other to hold not only us, but our partners, our vendors, as well as doing the right thing on behalf of our customers. And I look forward to carrying that torch, working with the committees and all the members to go forward. One of the things we always want to do is we grow by membership and we grow by making sure we're doing the right thing and people that are aligned from that perspective. So that would be a big push as always, is to make sure our membership is moving in the right direction and we're acquiring members and getting the name out there. I don't want to become the best kept secret out there. I want to make sure they understand it's a place where they can grow professionally, they can grow with relationships with other MSPs and vendors out there, and continue to build their business and be able to do the right thing and show that value to their customer that they have chosen the right MSP or service provider to provide them their business or service, making sure that we align really right with the right vendors and understand that this is not a marketing opportunity for them to come and market to us. It's an opportunity for us to educate. And if you want to be a vendor with us and you want to walk this path, that you understand that by leveling up the number of service providers and MSPs to a place, that you're supporting that because you believe that that is the right thing to do and you're behind us 100% on that conversation. And while out this last week, I had a chance to talk to some vendors out there, and they're 100% aligned with that, and they're looking forward to getting engaged and having those conversations. So again, I thank you all. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of work. Now, I look at this picture. I was like, I always tell the joke is that I used to have an afro when I started, and you can see what happened with that. So let me see how much more gray I can get by the time this is up. Steve, I don't know, man. You might have aged a little bit from the last time I saw you from the time as well, but it's all good. I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate everybody's help and support. Thank you, Nicole.
Great. Thank you so very much, Corey.
You want me to cover the values?
Yeah, please go
Okay,
ahead and cover the next couple slides.
for sure. One of the things we want to talk about is when we look at our values and we take them very seriously. When things here is talking about the professionalism and integrity of our industry, is our core passion. How we communicate is the cornerstone of our integrity of what we do. We got to stand by on what we say and what we do and make sure that that's at the highest level. We want to choose to communicate open and honestly with our colleagues and our customers and embrace change in education and be devoted to operating highly and successful member-driven organization. I think those are the cornerstone that sets us apart from the other organizations that are out there. But I think our goal is at the end of the day, as you see, is that high value, high quality, and being open and honest and throughout this situation. So definitely want to make sure you follow on and understand that's our values and we stick very closely with those. So we also have codes. In this process, we have code of ethics of how we handle competence, our conflict of interest, our confidentiality, and then our commitment to our clients. We want to make sure that we have a code that we follow, that we are proud of, that we're able to go out there and say, this is what differentiates us from one another and what also makes us very like in how we do things. Why is important? It allows us to differentiate ourselves, helps us drive profit, it helps us to improve management and add company value because we can sit there and say that we strive to be the best and we're the best at what we do. And not only do that, we say what we do and we do what we say, period. Our code of conduct always puts it safety first, make sure it's professional. We have competence, we comply with regulations, we do honesty and integrity, provide great customer service with confidentiality where it's necessary and where it's needed to make sure that we keep everybody safe and the information at hand, continue education and ethical conduct across the board, whether it's with our vendors, our other service providers, as well as our customers.
Awesome, thanks.
Mhm.
If you have any questions about our values or codes that we commit to as an organization, again, feel free to post those in chat, and any of our volunteer leaders can jump in and address those, or we will cover those in the Q&A. One of the things that we did this year, accomplished this year as an entire organization, is to develop a strategic plan. And as a organization, I think it's important that we constantly review that strategic plan and ensure that all of our actions really align with that, and that we're using that plan to serve as a compass for our organization and driving us forward. It's just a great reminder. So whether you are a new member or just have not yet had an opportunity to visit with the strategic plan, I encourage you to use the QR code to do so, please. The strategic plan outlines some of our key initiatives for both short and long term. Some of those really are to first and foremost focus on our growth as a society. We're still kind of in our toddler phase, and we ask that all of you just go grab another peer in the industry and bring them in to support the mission of NSITSP. Also, those vendors that you may work with every single day, encourage them to come out and support the mission and professionalizing the sector. Corey spoke to the benefit as a vendor, and why it's important to support the National Society of IT Service Providers. So encourage them to get engaged as well. Another objective that's outlined in this plan is to build our brand, further build our brand to a number of audiences. We know that we have our target market of membership, but then there's other sectors that we touch and impact. So we want to further build our brand. We also want to have influence on public policies that are in our best interest, in the best interest of IT service providers. So to be that voice and provide the direction that's needed. And then to educate our members on how to really advocate for themselves, their businesses, and this industry overall. We will continue to offer educational programming to help us to ensure that we're building the best businesses possible. And then our one of our long-term goals, but it's coming up quickly, is to host our very first and to continue to host NSITSP in-person conferences. So those are some of the key initiatives that are outlined in the strategic plan. And we need you all to make these goals and aims a reality. So whether you have the time to get engaged on a committee or serve on a panel for one of our upcoming webinars, or sponsor a webinar, there's just countless ways to get engaged. On the screen, I have our QR code for our committees. As we continue to grow as an organization, we have identified additional opportunities for our members to get involved. We've added 2 new committees just this year. So take a look at the committees, and I definitely would love to connect with you all one-on-one if you want to know how to get more involved and are interested in doing so. So you can shoot me an email to admin@nsitsp.org. And again, that's admin@nsitsp.org, or you can use the QR code to just take a look at our various committees. If you all are seeing our social media, and hopefully you're following us on social media and you're receiving emails almost weekly from the society, we have had a number of webinars this past quarter that are available on the website. So be sure, if you miss them live, that you always go visit with our webinars that are posted under member resources, and those are available at any time to all of our current members. Also, we do meet in this format every quarter, is typically the second Wednesday of the second month of each quarter. So our next meeting will be in February. We do have registration already available. So while we're here and talking about it, please take a moment to go ahead and get the Zoom link and get registered for our next update as we kick off 2026 together. Also, please join in our conversation. And as we talked about increasing the brand and awareness of NSITSP, we ask that you engage in conversation with us on our social media pages, as well as share the posts and give us comments and feedback, but definitely share with others from our social media pages. Now, we have a number of just in-kind sponsors and affiliated organizations that we partner with, and from time to time have presentations as an organization, or we have booths. These are just a few organizations that you can tend to see NSITSP represented. I know every quarter we have presentations by a NSITSP representative at the Kernan Consulting Masterminds. Often we are at the SMB Tech Fest shows at all of those, and as well as we've had a presence in times past at Channel Pro. So if you're going to be at any of these shows, let us know. We'd love to connect with you. We've had meetups at these shows as an organization. So just be mindful of these. Feel free to check out the dates that are listed on these various websites. I also want to take this time to thank our vendor partners. We have all of our vendor partners have continued to support us throughout this entire year. We could not do the work that we do and show up the way that we do without their support. So I want to extend just a sincerest thanks to you. Again, we are looking for more vendor partners to engage with our members to support the mission. And there's just countless opportunities to really bring your companies forth, whether it's in hosting webinars or other programming that we have. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Vice President, Chris Barber, who will facilitate and introduce each of our committees. Chris, I believe you're online.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Nicole. Thank you, everybody. And I just want to echo what Corey said earlier. Steve, you were a blessing to this organization, and we really appreciate you, man. Okay, so up first, we have the marketing committee. Cameron, are you able to tell us what you've been up to?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So we've been really busy here with the marketing committee. In alignment with the strategic plan of the entire organization, we've continued to move forward with some marketing initiatives. One of those is our member spotlights. So Marvin B. with MB Systems has been so gracious to continue working with us. He serves on our marketing committee, and he's using his podcast platform to promote NSITSP members. So we've identified a number of members already who have recorded 20 to 30 minute podcasts with Marvin, and we've got a few more lined up in the coming months. If this is something that you're interested in, if you'd like to be interviewed with Marvin on his podcast, please definitely send an email to admin@nsitsp.org, and Nicole can help facilitate that. We'd love to get you on the schedule there. So those are being released about once a month or so, maybe every 3 weeks, I think. So just be on the lookout for those. The other thing that we've been working on as a committee is kind of working closely with Nicole and her team to identify some of the target personas. In other words, who are the people that we are marketing to? Who are the people that we're trying to reach? And then with that, how can we craft specific messaging for each of those personas? So NSITSP obviously markets and promotes content to current members, to prospective members, to our vendor and training partners. Ultimately, that'll also trickle down to legislators, other partner organizations like ASCII, GTIA, Tech Tribe, those types of organizations. So we've been working to identify who those personas are, and then kind of helping to craft the messaging as the IT service provider experts crafting the messaging that Nicole and her team can actually use in the practical day-to-day marketing. So that's what we've been focused on. Another piece of that, kind of a component to continuing that, is trying to look at more video content for our social media platforms. So everybody knows that videos get more engagement online. And so we started just kind of internally very small within the marketing committee, but we'd like to extend this out to the rest of the organization. If you have 60 seconds to record a quick video about what value you receive as a member of the NSITSP, or what value you think the organization provides both to IT service providers and what that means to their clients, we'd love to have you just record a quick video. It doesn't have to be anything super polished or produced. I literally held my iPhone up and walked through the park and recorded a 60-second clip just the other day. And so it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but we would love to get the rest of the organization's participation in that. We'll promote that on our social platforms. You can also use that to promote for your own business and your own organization. So that's kind of the initiatives that we're working through and have continued to work on in this last quarter.
All right. Thank you for that, Cameron. Excuse me. Not hearing any questions. Let's move on to the Cyber Series Task Force. Mr. Jennings, it's been some fun. Let's hear all about it.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris. This has been great. It was just about a year ago, we kind of came up with this idea of running a monthly series on cybersecurity and compliance. And we launched our first one in December. I kicked off the first one with the, what is compliance 101 kind of thing. And then we've done a monthly since then, and I've been thrilled, frankly, with the speakers that we've been able to attract. We've had Wes Spencer from Empath. We've had Phyllis Lee from CIS. We've had Joy Beeland from Summit 7, Mike Semmel. We've had Eric Simpson, all industry experts in the field of these topics. And we've included topics like, what is the CIS framework? We've done a couple on CMMC. That's a big deal right now for MSPs and manufacturers. We've looked at what's coming down the pike, perhaps with HIPAA. We've looked at a shared responsibility model. So there's been all kinds of great information. If you've been coming to these monthly, thank you for coming. Continue to come. If you haven't seen these, you should really put it on your calendar as you get the invites. And as Nicole mentioned earlier, they are available on the NSITSP website for in archival, so you can go back and watch all of those. Upcoming, we have our friends from Calyptic's going to be talking about cyber insurance, what that means for MSPs and their clients. In January, we're going to do an interesting one where this is going to be really an NSITSP centric, what our stance on safe harbor laws is. So we'll educate the public on safe harbor laws, have a panel discussion about what that means for the industry and how these can be really used as an incentive to improve your overall cybersecurity. We're going to revisit what's going on with CIS. There's been some real changes at the federal level that's affecting CIS. So we'll have Phyllis Lee give us an update on that in February. And then we're going to have Keith Nelson go over international threats in March. What's coming to what we're seeing there? What that's looking like these days. So again, please continue to support this series. And if you have either a topic that you would like added to the series, or if there is a speaker that you have some sort of connection with that you think would be a good addition, please send me the information on that. You can get me at mjennings@otxpartners.com. And I would love to be able to reach out to them and get them involved in the series as well.
Thank you for that, Mark. It's been quite a series, by the way. We appreciate your leadership there. So next up, we have the Finance Committee. It's all about the money, everybody's favorite subject. Jason, how are we looking?
Good morning, everybody. First, I want to say we appreciate every single person's time expertise and money that have been put into this society. That being said, I'm going to echo what others have said, is that membership growth drives our society, and we definitely need to keep growing to meet our organizational goals. If everyone brought one new paying member in, we would be set for the following year. Just bug the heck out of your peers and tell them that this is a organization worth supporting, and it's one of the lowest cost ones out there as well. We have started some new initiatives to get vendors and their marketing dollars for the new year. I hope that we'll be able to get out some lists to say, hey, if you're already working with one of the vendors that we're starting to lean on, it would help for them to hear from you as well, to say, yes, you should put some of your marketing dollars toward NSITSP. And the third thing I'm going to say is put your logo, the NSITSP logo, on everything, from buttons. And if anybody wants some buttons, I will be happy to send them to you, to your to clothing. I have had more people ask about what that society means, and it opens up conversations to say, hey, we have a code of ethics that we follow, that we have a code of conduct that we follow, because we are a professional organization. And to use the term, we're not a trunk slammer. We are going to be around to support you in your IT needs. And our customers appreciate it. It helps to raise the what do I want to say, the just the knowledge of the organization out there, and bringing it up to your local chamber or anybody else can do nothing but help grow our membership, which is what we need. So thank you.
Appreciate that, Jason. And just to kind of echo what you're saying, a lot of times when I'm afforded the opportunity to talk about the NSITSP from the stage of an IT conference, the first question I always like to ask is, who here has heard of the NSITSP? And it's always been shocking to me how few hands go up. And then I'll typically follow it up with, if you have heard of it, keep your hand up if you're a member. And just about everybody that's heard of it is a member. So it's an interesting dynamic, and it really speaks to your thoughtful advice, Jason, that we got to get the word out, folks. Nobody on this call needs to be told what the value of the NSITSP is, but clearly a lot of our peers need to hear it. So please, folks, share your opinion of this great organization, because it can only help the cause. I'll get off of my soapbox here. So moving on, we have the governance committee with Brett. Brett, would you be kind to speak to the governance?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. You hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
All right, great. Sorry to be mobile here. Great job, Jason. I love the clothes. I want one of those. And Cameron, I did the Marvin interview. I highly recommend it. I still haven't watched it. I got to go back and watch it. It was so much fun. We ran out of time. For those of you who are not familiar with him, he's great, super fun, and asks great questions, and I highly recommend it. So with that, yeah, what have we been up to? First year back as committee chair for me, so excited to be doing that. And election update, elections went great. Just always looking for feedback on the process. We are a bottom-up organization, so always looking for how can we do it better. So elections, if you have comments, let us know, but we thought they went great. Every committee has open slots. So just looking for volunteers. It's not a lot of time. Selfishly, since I have the platform, I'm going to talk about mine. We've got amazing people on the governance committee. If you are looking to help out, we'd love to have you. If you have organizational or especially governance experience, I'm not below begging. So we would love to have you. I'm not above begging. we're reviewing our code of conduct, our official code of conduct that's been going on for a few months now. We just got some comments from legal counsel. Somebody who's been kind enough to volunteer and give us their 2 cents. So that's on next month's agenda. And then the other thing we're going is just committees. We've got, some of you know, the self-assessments. And really, are we following the strategic plan alignment? So trying to keep us together as an organization and rowing in the same direction. Once again, just looking to receive feedback on that as well, and just keep momentum. And that's really all I got.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that, Brett. We appreciate your leadership there.
Got it.
I like the call for the raising of hands too. Pretty effective, even from the car. So we got the legislative committee. Ted, can you tell us what's going on?
Well, the Legislative Committee has been working on a position for safe harbor laws. If you look into the chat, I put in a couple of links that explain what safe harbor laws are. But basically, it's a law that gives you legal protection in a suit against you if you have followed specific rules as far as conduct and procedures. Particularly, most of the laws refer to the NIST series or the CIS series, and there's a few other ones in HIPAA and specific ones for specific areas. But the idea is to develop laws that are that will protect you in a lawsuit saying you didn't protect me from this malware or whatever else. Currently, there are 6 states that have passed such laws, and we're going to be reaching out to the other states to suggest that one of the things that NSITSP is forward on is supporting the development of these type of laws. We're looking at having a position paper put together by the end of the year, and that's basically because the legislative seasons for most states starts in January. It usually only lasts for 6 months. Most times, a lot of states, it only lasts for 3 months. And along with that, we're looking for people to keep an eye on what's going on in their state legislature. We're not asking you to go out and look to be at their meetings or anything else like that, but to keep an eye on what type of legislation is being promoted. And if there's something that we need to react to, that that you let us know that we should be doing that. We want to be proactive on things. So what we'd really like to do is get your opinion on what you think we ought to be doing as a legislative committee. You can either contact us directly, you can get a hold of me by emailing me at tgiesler@cypgrp.com. We're also looking at putting out a survey later this year to talk about what we should be doing and what we should be doing, what you think about what the legislative committee has been doing, has done, and looking at what your client I'm having a bad day today. What your client size is, and basically the idea we're looking here with the client size is that we want to be able to go out to legislatures and say, hey, we've got 800 members, these 800 members average 15 different companies that they represent, that they support, and these companies average 15 different people that work in these companies. So that's a lot of, when you start adding up those numbers, it becomes a lot. And we'll be able to get to legislators, see that we are a real organization that supports real people, to support their voters. So that's about it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ted. I appreciate that. Rounding out the committee reports, we have the membership committee. Tim, could you talk about that for us?
Sure thing. So we've had our 3rd meeting now, and we're continuing to work to align our goals with the strategic plan that Nicole talked about today. We're also working on putting together plans for personal outreach to potential members and vendor partners so that we can help the finance committee and work on growing the membership. And with that, we need every other member's participation to help us meet that goal, which, as laid out in the strategic plan right now, is to have 10 net new members per month. So to reach that goal, as has been mentioned earlier, everyone kind of needs to reach out to a friend and bring them along. And we'd like for anyone who's interested to join our meetings with any ideas. They're the third Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. Pacific, and the Zoom link is posted on the NSITSP website.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim. Well, Nicole, that rounds out the committee reports. Back to you.
We have one more that we're highlighting today, and it's our Professional Development Committee. Thank you so much, Chris, for walking us through. Each quarter, we like to highlight one of our committees and hear from them. Today, we have our committee chair, Eric Hansen, and he'll give us an update on the Professional Development Committee. Eric? Eric, you're muted, so I'm going to have you take us back to the top, please.
Yes, I sure was. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So thanks to Chris and thanks Nicole for getting us in here. So a little bit about the Professional Development Committee. We started or were chartered just over a year ago. And really our job is to assist the board of directors in their oversight responsibility for both professional and non-technical development and training of members in our member organizations, and helping their employees get the education that they need for those non-technical skills. So some of the things that we've done, we have developed a program for continuing education units, and will be rolling that out to all of the to all the members here very, very soon. So we have what we call ATPs, who are our training providers, and we've finalized our guidelines for courses to be offered to NSITSP members and their associates. Goal of these guidelines is twofold: allowing the education content providers to determine if their classes are aligned with the goals of the program, and allowing the committee to quickly and fairly evaluate courses to ensure they deliver relevant content. And we are working to add some additional information in there about Safe Harbor, and that will be in the upcoming couple of meetings. Pricing for the ATPs. So as a training provider, we are expecting those training providers to provide some provide a little bit of value and some dollars into the organization to help us to oversee that and manage the units that our members receive. So pricing for the ATPs has been set at an initial flat rate of $750 per year. Our ATPs must be NSITSP members in addition to that fee. And then following the first several months of the program, probably a year, we're going to reevaluate the fee structure, see if that's working for everybody, and determine if any modifications are in order. The fee structure is currently envisioned as an introductory rate, but who knows, may end up staying where it is. But it provides us some alternatives to make changes that reflect the needs of providers and students as needed. And we have finalized our course submission form so that those ATPs can get their courses in. And for smaller providers, that's going to be a web form. For some of the larger ATPs, they're going to be able to submit, hopefully, as an Excel file or some other delimited file to get a large number of courses in. And the form may need some tweaking, but we think we're pretty close to right. I think once we get the first couple of submissions in, we'll know for sure if we are on the right track there or not, but I expect that to be done before the end of the year. We have a seal or logo that will be made available to authorized training providers, and we're working with staff to develop that final logo, but I expect we'll have that knocked out at our December meeting. And then over the next couple of months, we're going to be developing and finalizing our review process for ATPs in their courses. Until we see the courses that have been submitted, we don't know what little tweaks we might have to make. And but we'll get that done over the next couple of months as we get those courses in. And the committee's already discussed several aspects of that. So I expect we'll have it done pretty quickly. We have a lot of other stuff in our charter to work on, so we will not be resting on our laurels come Q1. And that is my report.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so very much. We're excited for what you all have done to date and what's on the horizon. So thank you all.
Yeah,
At
and
this
Steve,
time,
let me answer Steve's question real quick. There's no link for the badges yet because they're not complete.
and then those that have launched, there's the founder badges that have launched, the client endorsed badges that have launched, and some leadership badges that have launched. If you are a current volunteer leader or committee chair, you receive, as those badges are awarded, you do receive an email to the link in the badge as those are awarded. And as Eric indicated, more are to be released. Thank you, Eric. At this time, I would like to call back our president to facilitate any other questions that you all may have and any open discussion.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. As you guys, everybody can see, there's a lot of work going on, a lot of very important work going on in each of the committees, and I applaud and I thank everybody on all the committees for all they're doing and their commitment to continue to push the organization forward. I think there's a lot of value in what we do and what we have to offer. I just got to get the word out there, and I know we have the right group of people and the right efforts going down that path. So I look forward to see how we grow and continue to grow over the next year plus. So I'd like to ask any questions and answers, any questions you have out there, or any discussions we want to open up at this time? And I think there was only one question. I think Eric answered Steve's question on the badges. Other than that, I didn't see any. Nicole, did you see any?
Well, I guess my question in the chat was about what the scuttlebutt is on AI adoption. So in the news, they said the last quarter there's been this spike in AI adoption, and I'm curious, one, have you guys seen it? And two, what are you hearing on the show floors about that spike? Is that real, or is it, just a trend?
Seems
Yeah,
like more hype to me.
yeah,
Microsoft is trying to get more adoption.
correct. And I think if you're seeing a lot at the shows I've been to, just coming back from IT Nation, what I saw is that I don't know if that's tied to the vendors integrating a lot of their AI into their existing tools and seeing it leverage up from that perspective. Um, but it's still kind of all over the place. I've seen some that have jumped in full boom, and I've seen some that has still kind of sitting on the fence waiting to see what happens. But what I am seeing a lot of uptake is that across all industries and all verticals and all vendors that you're seeing AI being implemented in their tools, and they're constantly going in and showing those new features to their customers and pushing the needle forward in that manner. So I would behoove that's an opportunity for all IT service providers, especially MSPs, to be having these conversations to understand where that data is going to reside, what the privacy, what the security is. Those conversations still need to happen no matter what. Yep. All right. So any other open discussions you want to have other than the AI? We could be there for all day in the next week. Again. So everybody want to reach out, obviously you can reach us at nsitsp.org and want to join. We encourage you to bring a friend, grow. That's what we're looking for, is growth of the organization across the board, from other MSPs, ITSPs, as well as vendors that want to come in and understand and want to fight the fight and fight the good fight with us. I tell everybody as we go down this path, this is a tough one because, industries get regulated and it typically comes out of something bad happens, and then we end up getting something that we don't like or we want to get done. So it's an opportunity for us to put our voice out there and get in front of it, and doing the right things that we need to go down there to protect our customers as well as our industry, because I think all of us are here because the channel means something to us. It's a very unique place, and we want to make sure we protect it in any way we can. As you can see on the screen, there's some key website links here for our vendors. You can see our list of meetings on the events tab, on the events link. And you can look at if you want to upgrade or change your membership plan is out there as well. And then the membership decision tree is all out there on some of the sites. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself and or Nicole.
You brought up one thing that we really haven't emphasized, but I want to take a quick moment before we get off here, Corey. You talked about changing your membership plan, and many of you will have our company level membership, but you only have one contact listed, and you can have 4 additional minimum, depending on whether you're a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4 members, and depending on your tier level, you can have a significant number of members added so that you can engage also your team members in NSITSP. So if you have a company level membership, regardless of if it's tier 1 through 4, please get those additional associate members added. And you can do that by logging into your profile as well. So and if you have an individual membership, just for $45 more, you can add 4 additional team members. So that's where you would change your plan. But if you have a company level membership, I encourage you to please add your associates, because a significant number of our members have not yet done so. So please do that so they too are receiving information and updates on the society.
Awesome.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
Well, thank you all so very much. Please mark your calendars for February 11th. And then also, as Mark shared, we do have a webinar coming up in just 2 short weeks, another amazing webinar. And then if you missed the webinar last week or in weeks past, please visit with member resources to access that information. Thank you all. I do hope to have 100% of you all get involved with a committee, or if you have a topic that you would like to present on, please reach out to us. But thank you all so very much for participating today. Take care. Have a great Thanksgiving.